All right, welcome everybody. Today is April 9th, 2025, and this is episode, I don't know what, 15 or 14 or something. I don't
We're somewhere between 13 and 16 at this
know.
point, but we should go back and look.
I will go back and look. So I'm here with my awesome co-host, Chuck Casto. Thanks for being here, Chuck. And this is going to be one of my favorite episodes of the Member Success Series. These are two of my favorite guys on Alignable, and I've met them both in person. And strangely enough, they're both from North Carolina. Is that crazy? Awesome. So let's go around and do just really quick introductions, maybe a fun fact about ourselves. Chuck, you got to come up with a new one, though. I'm going to come up with a new one, too. Let's
I
see.
really do. I
I'm
really
an
do. Oh, I've got a good one. Yeah, no, I got a good one. I just
Okay,
found.
I'm Sue Brooke. I've been a member of Alignable for many years, and actually, I've been a part of the Alignable team for almost 5 years now. Can you believe that? And so, let's see. My fun fact is I twirled the fire baton in high school. I was a baton twirler, and I did fire baton
And
twirling.
it was the fire baton?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Was
It's
your
one of
hair
those.
still long, or was it one
I
of
know,
those?
it burned a lot of my hair on my arms and everything off, but yeah, it was fun. Anyway, that's my fun fact. Chuck, go next.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Uh, I would have to say that I have a lot of luck raising cats. Knock on wood. I have had cats I had a cat who was so old, he was 21 when my wife to be was 23, and she met him. So
Wow.
I have a lot of luck raising, especially Siamese cats.
Yes, I love your kitty cats. And I had kitties too. I'm a kitty person too. All right, EG, go ahead, do a quick intro and your fun fact.
I played in a band, in a church band for many years with the trumpet.
Really? Oh my God.
Yes.
And tell
In my
everybody
in my teens all the way to my early 20s.
oh my God, that's amazing. And real quick, your business that you have on Alignable.
It is a loyal to local. We are a B2B connector. We connect businesses and then we get a cut from that.
I love it. I love it. Martin.
I think my fun fact I'm going to share today is that I taught holography to my peers in high school and wrote a 115-page book. I got a National Science Foundation scholarship. I wanted to be a physicist and understand the fabric of the universe. And with my dyslexia, after I took calculus in college the third time, I changed careers. But I still love science, but I have the book. And I taught my peers how to make holograms. So that's kind of like one of mine. And then about my business, I'm a success coach, author, and speaker, and I've focused on the ground and on the web, networking, online, offline, and really learning new technologies. So we've done a lot with how to use AI for small business.
Awesome. Okay, Chuck, you want to Chuck, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to kick off with the first question to these awesome guys?
I do. I do. Okay. So, EG, I want to just have a check-in from you on how things are going in the Asheville area and what we need to know about going through what you went through.
Right. Sorry.
So the good news is that Asheville itself is, I would say, 95% rebuilt. Like the main city, the main roads, you can still, if you were off the main road, you can still find areas where there are lots of knocked out trees and top of cars and that kind of stuff. But finally, they opened the road that takes to the mall, because how can you live without going to the mall? I have a teenager, and so we have to go to the mall once in a while. But yeah, so we could not go because that road was completely washed away, and it took them 6 months to rebuild it, which was really fast given the damage that was there. But the main area, Sue, where you went, the Biltmore,
Yes.
that is still all in shambles. They cleaned the roads like that. There was mud, like about, I don't know, maybe 5 feet, 4 feet, maybe mud on the road, like the whole Hendersonville Road there in Biltmore. So that was pushed to the sides for a while so we could go, but the restaurants and hotels on the side, like many of them are like just in shambles, like some of them don't even have walls. You can see the stuff hanging, and it's like after war still that part. But other than that, we're moving on, and most of us, we are able to move on. Unfortunately, some people, they don't have roads anymore to come to Asheville, and we cannot go to them. And but yeah, we went to Lake Lure a couple of days ago, and it was amazing how beautifully they rebuilt it. The lake was filled with trees and all kind of debris, and now it looks like a beautiful lake. It's so we are rebuilding slowly.
Wow.
We are
So
ready for tourism, but tourism is down. People are still afraid to come here. They think we are in emergency mode or something, but no, most businesses are ready to take tourists, but tourism
that's
is way down.
good for everyone to know. Okay.
Yeah,
so
we want you to come and visit us. Yeah, just don't drive on the road, because that's nerve-wracking, driving behind the tourists. They watching the mountains and all that. Step on it, step on it. I'm kidding. We love tourists.
So the mall is where we held the event when I was there
Yes,
for the hurricane.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So
So
yes,
down the road from that, what you need to know that most of our roads, like I live on the highest point of my neighborhood, and Hendersonville Road goes, well, not all the way to the mall. You have to take one road there, but it goes all the way almost to the mall. That was a river, like a raging, like the Yangtze Yellow River from China. I visited, and it was a very angry river, and I was thinking I could not swim in this, but
Wow.
this was angrier than that. I mean, so strong, it lifted concrete blocks and took cars and put them on top of trees and top of each other. And I mean, it's just crazy. And so yeah, just close by where we had the training, it completely removed roads and everything. It was inaccessible for a long time.
That's amazing. By the way, maybe Chuck, I don't know if you have the link for sometime before the end of this, to the interview that I did with EG, where he shared a lot of this stuff. So you guys could go read that blog interview that I did with EG a few months back.
By the way, if it doesn't come up, people still talk about your event. They loved it. So I have to start putting on more educational events because they really enjoyed that one.
That's awesome. So, okay. So I want to just say, let's get to the business thing, and then we're going to get to you, Martin. But I remember you telling me that the night before the hurricane, the big, huge thing that happened, there was a barbecue caterer who had a food truck that actually catered the Alignable Alliance event. Is that right? And then didn't you have an alliance event like the night before the hurricane, something like that? I remember you telling me.
Oh, we had a business event and I see Cindy's here from she wasn't at that event, but she has some good stories also. She helped many businesses and many people who were in trouble. Her business was a place where people could give donations, and then people could come and pick up stoves and water and food and sleeping bags and all kind of stuff. So but yeah, we had right the night before the hurricane, we had a networking event, and about 15 people showed up, and there was a storm already going on.
Wow.
So that's a historic event for us. Yes.
That is amazing. So I want everyone to reach out to EG. He's absolutely amazing. The stories are crazy. We want to hear some more stories about how the businesses are coming back to life. So we'll get to that. Martin, did you have any during that whole crazy storms and everything? Did anything happen in Raleigh?
Well,
or
actually, we had a lot of people reaching out and helping directly that I know that drove across the state. And I just want to say, if you remember a business there, reach out to them and ask them what are the best roads. They know them all to come in. They need people to make an effort to get there. I've taught all that. In fact, EG, contact me. I'm doing all day training there at the end of the month. So, but all the Bakersville, Asheville, all types of small towns I've taught in that area. So they need people to reach out. They know which road to come in. They know what's open. They'll give it straight. please make that effort. They just need commerce coming in. And then when you come in, share it on Alignable and the other guys, of course, the great things you see there. So that's why I want to just make sure to mention, because Raleigh has been doing everything it could, sending people, church groups, everything, and resources there. And I got actively involved with some of the towns. So in fact, EG, I'm going to be contacting going, I need more video. The people, if you're in the area, get out and share the news of what's available. Don't wait for it to come. You'll lose a whole season if you take too long.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys. I know we could spend hours talking about that crazy thing. It's just in my heart. And I really want to hear more about what you're doing as an Alignable ambassador. Let's talk about ambassadors, since that's we're kind of on the topic. We'll start with Martin and then we'll go to EG. So what kind of things, you guys are both Alignable ambassadors, and Martin, we were like one of our very first ones. Martin, you've been on Alignable since before me, I think, or
I don't, we think it's either 2017 or 16. I'm not sure, but I do want to say, I contacted the Alignable and found out there are only 30 employees. I went, oh my gosh, this is like what I wanted LinkedIn and Facebook to be, but they never were. And I said, I'm going to have you need to have in-person events. And I couldn't reach them in time. I wanted to be respectful. So Chuck, I had little signs that said unofficial Alignable events, because I understand brands and I didn't have written permission. So I think I had the first in-person Alignable event in the US and Canada. It was
I'm sure you did. I'm sure of it.
And then I wailed on them, and I said also, I think, Chuck, we talked about the possibility of ambassadors. I want to explain, ambassador is for someone who loves small business, who wants to give back, and it's sort of like, you love a chamber and you become the ambassador because you want to help the small businesses in the town. And it's about the price of a chamber ambassador, but I want you to still support your chamber. If you're doing that, there's room for both of these. And I don't want to, there are few perks you get, but what I want to talk about is it gives you an opportunity to contribute to small businesses in a way you wouldn't without that authority. By being that, they'll come to me and ask questions, and I'll go, look, I volunteer to this. I'll make an effort to help. Let me connect you. It's almost like I get permission to contribute to businesses easier than anything else. Now, of course, it comes back to me in spades, but really to see that I can be a catalyst in my community by being an Alignable ambassador is the greatest joy of it. And you're always there to give us tools, share ideas back and forth. I want to say it's not just the ambassador. I built a team. In fact, I'm going to be gone again. I'll be in Asheville, just, at our networking event. And I've got a team of 4, and now we have 2 missing. So we're going to enroll someone else. The live events are critical. I keep one online event too, just for the people who can't reach, but it's the joy of using this as a tool to contribute back to the small businesses in our area. And that's the greatest gift. There's a food truck. It's a quick story, Sue. And a guy came, he said, I'm planning on doing a food truck. And I said, well, by when? And he said, I don't know, by Christmas. I go, okay, well, you're here at Alignable. I'm introducing you to some people. They'll help you. Why don't we make a video outside? And why don't you talk about it as though it's happened or going to happen? And so I got him out front. I got the little camera. You can find it online. And he said, by December, I'll have the food truck. Okay. He did not have that deadline. Okay. I lost track of him. And then a year later, he came in and said, I have the food truck because of that video. Okay. And now he's still going strong. Yeah. So, we have the chance to not just support, but inspire. I have many stories like that. It's like, okay, by when? What are we going to do? Why don't we get it on there? And this is part of the joy of what we've done. And then to see what I want to tell people is the ambassador is not just first of all, it's a volunteer thing. Don't join it because you get some extra bennies. Yes. And I appreciate what Alignable does, but that's the wrong way to come into it. The thing is do you want to connect to other people all around the US and Canada committed to helping their community share ideas and work to build it up. And do you want, it gives you a tool, like it said, permission to be able to give back. And there is no other platform committed at the level of Alignable of supporting the backbone of our country, which is small and micro businesses.
Ooh,
Right.
that was amazing. I hope we got that. We got recorded. Okay.
We got that on tape. That's good. We're going
So,
back to that one.
yes. EG, I know that you've been through one of the worst things that anybody could even possibly go through. You told me some stories about people that probably lost their businesses forever, but you told me the other day that you had 50 people or something like that show up to the Alignable and your ambassador alliance. How are the business doing? What kind of things are you doing as an ambassador to bring like the businesses back?
So I did not want to lose my meeting space. And last month I did not promote at all. And we had 40 people show up.
Amazing.
So yeah, and even last time and the previous month when we had close to 50, like right up there, 48 to 49. Both times we had multiple people who either never been to a networking event in their lives, or they have not been in 10, 15, 20 years. Some of them, they have not gone to a network, and they came. They just like my posts. They like my energy. I don't know. They the key is visibility. Is just post regularly, and post like value items, post good energy, post pictures of your events. I post when I don't forget. I post multiple pictures of the events, and I write my own posts. Okay, AI. I just give it to AI to improve it.
I love it.
So people are afraid that AI will take over the world. It will not take over the world, but it will take away the jobs of those who don't use AI. So if you don't believe that, that's okay. But yeah, I write
Use
with
it and train
mistakes.
yourself on it.
Yeah, I
Yep.
write with mistakes. I write really fast. I misuse words. So I dump it in there and I just say, make it better. And bam. And then I add my pictures. And but yeah, so people love the energy that's coming through. By the way, just to mention really quickly that the most amazing thing during the hurricane was how everybody came together and supported each other. I mean, it was crazy. Neighbors, we went all to one house. We chopped up the trees, we took them up on the side of the road. Those who had trucks, they helped pull out stuff from the backyard that was knocked over. I mean, it was just people who had chainsaws came. I was without electricity. I have a condition. I have to sleep with a CPAP and my brain shuts down if I don't sleep with it. People came, they brought me gasoline, and they wanted to give me a what is that thing that generates a generator? But it turned out I had one that was easy to set up. It just needed gasoline, but people brought it because I put it up on. Somebody had a phone service, so I put it up online. I said, "Hey, I have an emergency. I cannot sleep without my CPAP." So yeah, but people came from all over and helped. Everybody helped. It was amazing to see it, and volunteers from everywhere. Every restaurant was giving away free food. Those that were not washed away for weeks and weeks.
That is amazing. Don't you wish that it didn't take
yes,
something like this? Everybody just do that automatically, even if you don't have a hurricane or something that did that to your community. Like, how can we all in this room right now think of a way to bring our communities together like these two guys are, to do that and help our neighbors and do that without a horrible incident, right? Oh my
I
gosh.
think they do, though. I think a lot of people on here do. It's a great point, too. But I think, when they hear someone's down or they got laid off or some family has an emergency or, I mean, I really, I mean, I keep hearing those stories and I see it and, so I think it comes down to a question I want to ask Sue, which is, how much, and with you two, it's really a great question to ask too. How much do you think just you guys and what you're putting out into the world, right? Your personalities, your giving natures, your nurturing natures. How much does that play into your success on Alignable?
Start with Martin.
Yeah.
Well, probably a lot, but I want to really add something, Chuck. Not everyone is a natural extrovert, which I kind of am.
Right.
And
Right.
what I've learned in coaching people is introverts that come out of their shell actually draw people in better than I do, because it's that raw authenticity that we're hungry for, especially in the world of AI. I really want to say, if you don't have the aptitude in your mind, you still can do it, but it's an attitude of, are you leaving the house with a team of great people, or are you leaving it only about you? And if it's only about you, why should anyone care about you, including your customers? So it's a mindset, but you also have to include yourself in it. You can't use this to hide out to not include you. I've had people where they're give, but they kind of pull themselves so far back, they don't even know what they do. And I add the quote, it's our responsibility to communicate our value when they're asked. It's not theirs to discover it. So it is a complicated system. Sue, you've done a great job. I'll call out to your book and mine on networking, but Chuck, yes, it is. And it's really a mindset. In fact, someone asked me, how do you stay positive? Well, what's the alternative? I mean,
Right.
It doesn't mean I don't grieve. It doesn't mean I don't have pain. It doesn't mean I don't whine and complain. Ask my wife. She'll tell you, it's just like, get that out of the way. Don't deny that humanity, and then wake up and make your life something. I like the idea that I have a t-shirt, Chuck, that says, if your life's boring, it's because you're boring. Life begins outside your comfort zone. Available
I
on
have
Amazon.
several people I'd like to give that t-shirt
Yeah, you
to.
can buy it on Amazon. It's my t-shirt.
How about you, E.G.? Do you have any success stories or anything you want to share about being on Alignable? How long have you been on Alignable, and how did you become an ambassador? Share your story a little bit.
When did Alignable start?
Do you know that?
Alignable started on March 5th, 2012.
Wow.
2012.
Was it
So I
2012?
joined
Yeah,
probably
13
soon
years old.
after it
13
started. I
years
joined
old.
probably soon after it started.
Cool.
Really? Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
On one of my accounts I have, and I wasn't an ambassador, wasn't very active. I have 1,800 connections maybe on my speaker account. But being an ambassador, you would think that, like, I've been speaking for 20 years. I've been delivering corporate training and keynotes. And you would think that someone like me would be a natural to putting on these events. It was nerve-wracking. I did not want to do it. I thought I would just do it on Zoom. But then Alignable was pushing us to do it in person. And I thought I would never do it in person, because I was very comfortable doing online training, and online networking was just a step up, and I was getting comfortable with it. But so I put on my first one maybe 18 months ago, and about 7 people showed up, and we were just sitting around the conference table. And I'm a little crazy, and that helps. But no matter what personality style you have, each style has strengths. My strength is that I'm a little crazy, and I'm saying that lovingly, meaning that what's here is here. There's no filter in between. If there's then it is what it is, and it will slip out. And
we appreciate that, but I think you inherited
yes,
that. Based on our other conversation, I think you inherited that.
yeah. So I thought that some people will get offended and they will not like it, but everybody said, like, they shook my hand at the end and they said, "Thank you so much for being so authentic and for making us all feel at ease." And next time they came back, because they talked about it, they told others, and they commented on my posts online. And next time I had about 15 people, and then about 20, then about 30, and it kept growing. And then consistently we had 30, 40 people. And 2 months ago we had almost 50. and that maxed out the room. People were sitting like in the hallway. It doesn't have a door, so they put seats there, and some people were standing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose this space. It's an amazing space. So I'm like, I will let me see what happens if I don't promote at all. Still 40 people showed up. When I say not promote at all, it's still listed on Alignable. I will still put maybe 2 posts up on LinkedIn, 2 on Alignable, but I don't do like major send all kind of notifications to everybody. But business-wise, it was transformative. My partner asked me, 4 people signed up with our business this week, and it's only Wednesday. And he said, how did you know these people? I'm like, they were all from Alignable. It's exactly what you were talking, because he was talking about building a garden to attract the bees. And I said, remember when you said that? This is exactly that, because the bees are just coming and signing. I don't have to sell. All I have to do is just not mess it up. Just sign them up. Don't say something that spooks them because they want to sign up.
I love this. Okay, I want you guys to, okay. You know what's crazy about this? You know, Chuck and I always talk about coincidence. Well, not necessarily coincidence, things that happen.
Serendipity,
Anyway,
right.
yeah. So just a minute, like literally a couple of minutes before I logged into this event, I just did, and I'm going to share it all over Alignable. I said, I had gotten somebody that messaged me saying, you know, so I'm new to Alignable and can I post, where can I have all this really, I'm a business coach and I can share all this. I have so many things I can teach everybody on Alignable. Where can I post it and how can I put it all over my profile? I'm not going to tell you what I said because I actually recorded a little video that I'm going to share, but what would you say to these people? I get it all the time. Oh, I'm in finance or I'm a business coach and I just have free stuff. I want to share. I have too much to share. I'm so awesome. What would you say, Martin? You're laughing. Let's start.
Yeah. Please put that on Facebook or TikTok or Twitter or LinkedIn or something else. And the reason is when, you know, it's not that you don't want to share things, but comment, but this is a platform for conversations. That's why, even as you know, I have one, I think, Chuck, one of the largest groups in the US and Canada. And if I tell them up front, you put an ad on there, or a cloaked ad, that means it's a pitch with a question, I'm going to bring it down. Now, I'm a little lenient if it's a good piece, but the thing is we develop relationships by conversation. We don't develop it by pitches. That's why I'm almost the anti-elevator pitch. You know, stop spewing on people. They have enough mess on their clothes, and get to know them, ask some questions, find out about them. And so Alignable is a space for talking. That's why even in my networking, the first round is you have to talk about something that has nothing to do with business, and your goal is to not let them figure out what you do. You know, okay, that's even like the beginning of network. And the reason is and this is very pragmatic, Chuck, and you've been in marketing a long time.
Right.
If you listen to when someone talks about someone they really like working with them, they'll slip in some human aspect to it. Now, you know, if you have some weird unhooked behavior, maybe you don't need to share that. But but you know, the fact of it is I have a very quick story, Sue, to tell that's related to this. There was a custom clothing here. In fact, he took my AI class last night and raved about it. And someone said, "Do you know someone who does custom clothing?" Yeah, why not Charlie? And he said, I know Charlie, but I don't trust him. And I said, why don't you trust him? She said, I don't know anything about him except his business. And I knew him because he was in a group with me. And I said, Charlie, you know, I heard this. What else do you do? He said, well, I'm kind of private about it, but I like to run marathons to raise money for kids with leukemia. I go, Charlie, why the blank don't you talk about that? And he goes, well, I'm sort of, I keep that separate. I said, stop it. Let me tell you, you just lost a sale on this. Next time you have a client and they don't buy something, I want you to say, well, if you won't buy a suit for $2,000, would you at least spend $50 on tickets for leukemia? You know, and he remembered it. Okay. And this happened. The guy said, I'm not ready. I love you, Charlie, but I'm not ready. He says, if you won't buy a suit, would you at least spend 20 or $30? And so, and they start talking. He says, hold on a second. I could at least get a shirt or tie. It's that concept. It's not that you don't have your business there. Okay. But are you going to be a two-dimensional person with an ad or a three-dimensional human? And with deep fakes and what we teach in AI, this is critical. You need to humanize and personalize and get better at it now, because in 5 years, it might be harder. And I hope, Sue, I answered your question.
Yes, I want to hear more from EG, because you kind of
Okay, thanks.
started. You're the one that started.
No,
this
I got it. That's
thing.
why I do breathe sometimes.
No, good job. Okay,
Martin, you're the
EG.
best.
Go ahead, EG. Tell us what do you think about that?
So let me just say that half the time at the events, I forget to tell people what I do.
Me too.
And then I complain to somebody, like, dang, I forgot again to tell them what I do. And that's okay. They like you, they will find out. Don't worry. And it's absolutely true. And just this relates into here, Michelle put here that she's been here for a few months and she's been targeted to be sold to and left a bad taste in her mouth about Alignable. So the way to deal with that is when people want to connect with you, and if it's somebody who is not your ideal client or business referral partner, don't accept it, because there are lots of businesses who come here who try to sell, and that's not the right way to do it. So and I reject more people who want to connect me than I accept. I only accept those who are good fit for our business or as a referral partner, or it's a local business, this business with this account. So I just accept people from the area. But I tell at the events also, we always talk about this, and I always say, be very careful. This is not a promotional network. If you post something, post about, your hiking trip, find common ground with other people, start conversations, get to know each other. It's a perfect platform to get to know each other at a personal level. So and then people laugh because they say, I tried to put up and then I got this warning, and so I'm like, yep.
Wow.
But in the group, I do encourage them that to tell something about themselves and tell a little bit about their business. And I tell them that the first post, they can put a link. Most people don't even put a link. But for the rest, Alignable kind of frowns upon that. So
Yeah, EG, I have that pinned to the top. You're welcome to connect with me. We'll track all
actually, and now I remember how I know you so well. I modeled my alliance after yours.
Oh wow!
I watched your videos.
Oh,
you were my mentor. You didn't even know, but you were my mentor. We might have even talked back then, but I modeled my alliance after yours.
Can I just throw something in off of EG, because it's so important, that statement? I got on, I had a bad taste in my mouth. The first thing I say is, you never had this happen on Facebook or LinkedIn or any of the other. I mean, I remember I was in a group, and I said, Karen, look, that woman on LinkedIn's too inappropriately dressed. I'm not connecting. She goes, that's a high paid hooker, over there. Like, oh my God. So here's the thing. Humans are going to be humans. Forgive them. They're going to show up. They're hungry. They're looking for the next golden egg. Bless them, redirect them. Maybe if they're open to coaching, I don't recommend coaching without being paid, because it doesn't go too well. And, but just bless them, forgive them, but don't connect. Like you said, EJ, just understand human nature will be everywhere. Everyone's going to pitch, smile. And then either, if you have an opening, to help them, do. If not, let them go. That's what I want to add to that. Don't you agree, EJ?
I compare it to jogging in the woods. I love jogging in the woods. I trained as a ninja for many years, and I duck branches, and I don't say like, oh, what a nasty branch. I don't complain about it. I not enjoy. It's just part of jogging through the woods. But same on social media. You just disregard, just avoid, just delete, block. I block lots of people every day.
That was a beautiful
especially
metaphor. Remember that, Sue.
I like that.
And phone calls. Block. But just disregard I just say trash, whatever.
But
disregard
they just
the
don't know.
annoying stuff and look at the positive, all that it can do. Alignable is an amazing platform that for me, for our business, it was transformative, and I made so many new friends. It's amazing. including Sue, of course.
Yes. Oh my God.
And
I'll
Cherry.
never ever
Yes.
forget that. I'll never forget that trip. That might just gets my heart. So let's see. Do we have any questions in the chat, Chuck? Let's see. There's one that says they've been on Alignable. Oh, and they've been. Oh wait, not that one. I can't remember where someone
I think
said.
we tossed that. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I wanted to ask with you guys? I wanted to ask, what about Smart Connects? Because I think Smart Connects, you go to enough Smart Connects, you're going to find some new friends.
So I promote Smart Connects all the time. I tell people that if you sell, especially if you sell nationwide, like on Alignable many years ago, I have a group, almost 100,000 people. I could send out an invite to a webinar, 200-300 people would sign up, about 100-150 would show up live. Now I send out an invite, 10 people sign up, 1 or 2 will show up. So I tell them that on Alignable, though, there are events with hundreds of people. Every day you can attend multiple events. So if you sell nationwide, go to these events. I show them the groups I always have at my networking event. They have it set up with a big screen behind me. My computer is hooked up. I show them how to get there. People are taking notes. So I always tell them about the groups, how to join the groups, how to join the events, how to find the good events and all that. So absolutely is the most active platform out there for business owners.
I love it.
Yeah,
Martin.
Chuck, Smart Connects are fantastic because they built a platform just for it, which is a great platform. And what I do is we have a once a month online networking event, not a Smart Connect. It has a similar, but we don't call it that. And then what I love, Chuck, is that Alignable brings some of the bigger connects into my group as an event, because between my work and care of my wife, my bandwidth is pretty tight. And then I can say, look, go there and you can connect to those as well. So then I have a differentiate of, like you said, EG, you can get a larger reach if you need it on Smart Connect. And then I work to have ours to be more local oriented. But that doesn't mean it's not okay for someone from out of the area done. But Alignable's really studied what's a way for people to get to know each other online and built or adopted their own customized platform optimized for it. And I kudos for Alignable's hard work and the coders on that. But I think that's just know there, and they're also great topics. Sue, there's some on subtopics and areas. Check them out. And it's a wonderful added value that Alignable provides that lets you connect both locally and all over the US and Canada.
So
yeah, somebody yesterday asked me if I know this guy. He showed me on his phone, Zane, somebody. He says it keeps popping up. Should I attend his event? I'm like, if you want to attend events, go to events and look by topic. You can learn about so many things on Alignable. Plus, it has the networking function.
I love it. Now, you guys both are so busy, and Martin just brought up, I know you are one of the busiest people I know. You actually are a caregiver for your wife, which I have a heart for because I'm here in Phoenix. My sister is a caregiver for my dad, and I know how much time that takes. And I watch you. It's so you don't have a lot of time. And I know, EG, I just trying to get in touch with you and set up our interview. You are super busy too. We get this question all the time. How much time do you spend on Alignable? And what do you do in that time? Do you have a system that you use? Do you check it? I mean, what is your thing? I'll start with EG this time.
Yeah, good. EG goes first. It had me enough.
So when I do something, I try to do it right. I have ADHD. I will study, I will look at things, and I'm trying to implement everything. So as expected, I got overwhelmed. And then I made myself a list of what's the minimum I can do and start from there. And then once I did that, then I calmed down and everything started happening a little easier. But I did get overwhelmed a little bit in the beginning. And I have a very busy life and a kid and a dog, and I'm trying to stay fit, and I try to mountain bike and hike. Life is happening. But here I am, I don't know, 2 years later or what, my alliance has its second year. 1,100 people. That's, for me, that's amazing. I
Huge,
mean,
huge in your
wow.
area.
Wow, yeah.
That is
And it's growing by about 50 to 100 every month. So
wow.
the larger it is, the faster it grows. And so yeah, it takes a little time, but like anything worth doing, it's worth doing well, and then you reap the benefits. And yeah, I like the holy approach that we do it because we love to help. And I love people. I passionately love people. I help people all the time. I don't need to be an ambassador to help people. But this way I get to help people, and also I get visibility in front of all these people. You, the ambassador, you are it. You are the head of your towns, your cities, your
You're like the
areas.
mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Now,
it.
let me tell you, oh my gosh, I will get in trouble. Let me tell you, some chambers of commerce, sometimes they get jealous. I have a chamber of commerce head who doesn't even greet me because sees me as a competition. And good for a good reason, because I have more members than that chamber of commerce.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
So and my events are almost as well attended in that chamber of commerce. But
Okay.
anyway, that's the power that I didn't realize that I will grow to a place where a chamber of commerce looks cross-eyed at me. So, but
Awesome.
I will start thinking of strategies how to cooperate with chambers of commerce.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing me as a competition, they should see me as a collaboration partner.
100%. So
EG,
Martin,
I have a video about saving a chamber. Please contact me to send to them. Okay.
Okay.
And it's
Very
all
cool.
about doing that. That's how you save chambers, cooperate. But can I mention the time, Sue? I'll jump in.
yes, please.
Okay. So I'm a big advocate of time blocking because I'm also off the charts kind of ADD and everything else, and whatever those things are, I've got it. And so first of all, as the ambassador, I really do have limited time, but my wife helps tremendously in the business. Her mind's wicked sharp, and she's the thought and inspiration. But what I do is I make sure, that's why I have my online and then in person on the same day. Then I come back from the lunch and make sure I'm ready for the next month. But what I tell people is start with a block of time each week. Just put it on, sit down. Every new platform, no matter how much they design it, you're going to have a sense of overwhelm. It's just too much technology coming. So Alignable could never make it perfect, so it'd be easy for everyone. So sit down, look at it, connect people, go to an event, block time after the event to do a little follow-on, an attaboy, make a comment on the online group, something so you put some structured time into this and follow up. And that's the key thing, because they'll come to the event and then the ones that come to my events and then follow up, not to pitch to them, but go, who else might sell to the same customer as me? Who might be interesting to connect to? And then make that extra effort. They're the ones that get the highest results. So it's the multiple touches over time, because we don't really trust people just by seeing a commercial. We trust them by interacting, usually on non-critical or human qualities or some problem solving or something else. That's where the deepest trust in life occurs. So that's why block time, put it aside. So I'd rather they do 20 minutes a week to start, and that's it, or something. But be consistent and then build out from there.
Oh my gosh, someone just posted this in the chat. Do you see that chat? Consistency is key, and you do need to spend time on it and reach out to people and interact, right? That's what networking
Yes.
really is. Unfortunately, you can't just join Alignable, sit back and hope people come to you. Oh my God. This is like people, you guys were doing this event. We'll have to do one with you two, because I think you two would be amazing. Jason Integrity and Sherry Pedrioli. They did this a few years ago, and we're doing it again in a couple weeks. And it's called "I'm Not Getting Any Customers on Alignable." What do I do? It's not working. And it is just, it's going to be a really fun event. But if someone came to you and say, "I'm not getting any customers on Alignable, I think I'm going to leave. It doesn't work." What would you say to him, Martin?
Please leave. No, no, seriously. Because you probably are just coming to pitch yourself and I don't want you there. I've actually had, now, people come to mind. We have a situation Alignable knows about where to get the room, we have to get a little bit of money. We're transparent and they let us tip all to the waiter. We try to keep that real small, but it's in Raleigh, there's no space. Okay. And someone said, well, I'm not going to give extra $5 and then buy lunch. And it's funny because it's someone I've known for many years. And every person who said that, I'm grateful they don't come back because they really don't get the idea of helping other people first. They get the idea of pitch. In fact, someone came to it and says, I'm going to 3 other events. I'm going to stop at yours. I said, here, let me help you out. Go to your other events. When you have time to slow down enough for someone can know and trust you, come back. You should have seen the look on their face. We're human beings. We have to slow down a little bit. And if you've got, I don't know, I'm trying to think Colorado, the first dispensary on the whole area and everyone wants it, go. Don't worry about us. There's some businesses, there's so much demand. That's fine. But if you actually want to build some contacts and alliances, then you're going to have to slow down and give some time to it. The other thing that isn't spoken that I know being self-employed since 95 is self-employment's very personally isolating. And Alignable has a secondary benefit of disrupting that. That's why when I'm working with someone who's gone from a corporate job than the other, you're going to have to get out of the house and go to a coffee shop first thing in the morning, or you're going to start getting depressed. And then, oh, you were right. So it has multiple payoffs as well. And the key of it is if you're there to pitch, this is the wrong place. Because when you give a pitch, Chuck, if I give you a pitch, what do? Your pitch seal goes up. You're like, how can I get away? Can I go to the bathroom? Yeah. Can I get an hors d'oeuvre? How do I get away from him? Okay. But if I say, Chuck, and I actually tell me, what do you enjoy doing? Or what beyond work, what else do you do? Now we have a way to connect.
Right.
I love it. Yeah. So it's like what she was saying. It's like people join chambers and they join organizations and they join Alignable. And when and it's like, okay, you need to actually pay and become a premium member so that you get all these awesome tools. And they'll say, well, I upgraded and I didn't get any customers. It's like, do you think you're just going to join something like Alignable?
Also, did you use the tools?
Yeah, right. We're going to go, here's a bunch of customers. But E.G., what do you have to say? Well, I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
So I had a young man at my very first event where we were like 7 or 8 only. And I asked them to go around and say something fun, something interesting that they do, like mountain biking or whatever, playing ping pong, whatever. And then this young man said, all he enjoys is helping people fix their stuff. He's a handyman who fixes everything. Says that's what he enjoys doing. He never came back. But I'm not as nice as Martin. I'm not so kind to let them just leave. I torture them. I'm like, let me see your profile. Do you have a picture? What's on your banner? What's in the description, right? How often do you post? How often do you interact with other people's posts? If you're not visible, if you're not seen, then of course nobody will hire you. So people do business with who? People then know and trust. If they like me, that's a bonus. I don't care about that. But they know me and they trust me. And they know me and trust me because they keep seeing me. And some people, I bet they don't even like me and they still do business with me. Because they trust me. They know that I get results.
It would be hard not to like you, E.G. So
I don't know about that. Yes. I'm a little bit like my mom. You either like me or hate me. I think I'm in between a little bit. She's a little more hyper than me.
I love it. So speaking of kind of this same topic, I don't know, Chuck always likes to ask the question. So, Alignable has you can be a guest. When you join, you're considered a guest now, and you need to become a member to have access to Alignable 360 and all these amazing, the insights page and all of that. Do you guys have anything to say about those people that say, I don't have the money to upgrade, even though it's like $23 a month? Like, what would you say? Someone even in one of the, I think there was a post today that's like, is premium really worth it? I would love to hear what you guys say about that. So let's start with E.G. We only have like 7 more minutes left. So.
Sure, yeah. If something else works, keep doing that. You don't need Alignable. It also, just as a parenthesis, a quick one. I'm blown away when somebody from Wichita who sells locally some organic stuff wants to connect with me. I'm blown away. And you have 15 connections or 30, and you want to connect with me, who I'm just a local business. So that's because that's what I love about Alignable, that you have to be very mindful who you connect with, because you have a limited number of connection requests. So target your people very carefully. Yeah, I tell people that if you want to connect with local people, Alignable is one of the best platforms out there, maybe the best if you use it right. And absolutely sign up for the upgrade, because then you have more possibilities to connect. And for me, I have 2 paid accounts, and I have them for years, and I will keep them for years. So for me, it's absolutely beneficial.
I love it. Martin.
First of all, assess if it's the right place for you, because if your job is to only connect to CFOs and large companies, LinkedIn might be a better platform. So come on and do some research at the guest level to look around. And the question you should ask is, am I finding people that might market to the same people I market to? Is the first, okay? Because then they'll refer me, or people that might refer a business like I. So if I'm a dog trainer and I see a bunch of vets, that might be a good one. So you first put that filter on and look through to see if it's the right match for you. If I had people come on and to my group and he goes, well, I mainly sell to CFOs that are looking $3 million company, blah, 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 and I'm not getting as much results. Well, that's fine. That's why LinkedIn's over there. So it's okay to understand, screen it when you get in to begin, and then it's just like a chamber. If you're going to spend the money in a chamber, you need to spend the money, the time to get involved in it. Chambers don't generate instant customers by just joining. You have to go, I say join, and then ask to join a committee, get involved, show up in an event. So it's the same thing. So it's one of those, use the introduction as a way to evaluate, is this a place for me? And why don't you give it 3 to 6 months? There's no contract. You can stop in any time, but put on the calendar and go, I'm going to commit this time. I'm going to work for 3 months, and I'm going to work to follow the advice they mentioned. There's so much great training here. I think it's worth the training. You've built so much fantastic training on networking. And that was, Chuck, you remember I said, Alignable must be the leader of training, because no one
Yes,
understands
you
this.
did.
And
My
you got on
first
video,
week.
and then I yelled
Yeah.
at you and said, you need to be on YouTube. And you finally got over there. So that's my answer, is it's okay. It's not for everyone. Check it out, commit some time, give yourself at least 3 to 6 months to evaluate, like anything, and then look at it. And if it's not worth it, move on to what is worth it.
Also, really quickly, ask yourself, is this a hobby or a business? If it's a hobby, then yeah, you don't waste your money, because probably you won't generate an income. But you want to generate an income, and this is a serious business, you need to invest a little bit to get higher benefits.
Great said. Great point.
100%.
Yes.
And I just want to remind everybody, we have a new group that's awesome. I'll post it in there, and I'm going to let Chuck take it away here. The Alignable Insider Community is now a new group that is only for our paid members, verified premium or premium plus. And we have some amazing events in there. Chuck did one last week that was like unbelievable, how to get PR for business. But Chuck, we have 3 minutes. Do you have any more questions for these guys? You want to take it away?
Well, first I want to say about the event, I can't wait to do another one. And I have to tell you, I just set up a follow-up event on my own with 12 people who want to know more about PR. So we're all meeting next week privately out of the private session. So there's a lot going on there. Second thing I'd just like to ask you guys is Alignable 360. It's our latest technology innovation. And have you had a chance to use it and take advantage of it yet?
EG, go ahead.
I took a look at it, and I saw the benefit, and then things happened. And now if you asked me what's the benefit, I could not tell you. Maybe you
Okay.
can remind me.
Okay,
Ask.
so it's introductions, but
Yeah.
definitely check it
Yes.
out.
So I got that, but I keep seeing that there are lots of benefits to it. So I have to explore it. I have to get through this month. I have 2 keynotes coming up this month.
Oh
They always
my.
freak me out. So I need to prepare.
Okay,
It's like
after that.
Chuck, to me, it's like a power tool for introductions,
Right.
and that's where you really might need to retweak your own profile because you're using heavy analysis of your profile. So that's one thing I'd add is some people need to kind of make sure their profile really is dialed in and not just anyone who fogs a mirror is my best customer. So the more you
Right.
dial that in, if it's not working right, go back and relook. Have you dialed in your profile? So that's my view in the 360. Great program.
It is.
Perfect.
And by the way, I just posted this past weekend how to network smarter by discovering and finding your ideal customers and referral partners. My favorite topic to teach, I'm doing it, I think it's next week. Getting confused on the days because we have so many amazing events, but definitely join that. I posted in the chat, everyone, the Alignable University group link. That's where all of the these events are posted, our weekly member success series. We have great new lineup next week. The member success series YouTube is where we keep all of these. You can go binge watch all of them and come back and revisit this and get all this awesome ideas from these guys. The Alignable Insider Communities, if you want to become an ambassador, there's a link there where you can apply, or a group leader. So I got lots of stuff in there. And Chuck, you're amazing. Thank you for doing this. You guys
Right back
are
at
just
you.
phenomenal. We're going to bring you back again one day.
Great. And
Great
if someone
session.
wants to connect to me, make sure you say where you came from. Don't just send a blank thing. So I know it's from here, right?
Exactly. Thank you guys so much. I love you
Thank
both
you.
so much. I can't
Thank
wait to
you
keep in
both.
touch. See you guys soon. Thanks, Chuck.
Bye,
Bye all.
everyone. Thank you. Thanks, Sue.